My name's Colin Albertine. You'll probably know my brother better from the off-road world, Greg Albertine. We come from a biking background, and as a result of that, a lot of bikers will know that a lot of time is spent on crutches. Unfortunately, it's part of what goes with the territory. I snapped my Achilles tendon about 10 years ago, and I was on crutches for 8 weeks, and I was off for one day and back on crutches again, and it was absolutely unbearable. I then decided that we had to come up with something that would be a far better and more viable option for people on crutches, and that's when we started working on the SmartCrutch. The problem with conventional crutches is that all the weight of your body is carried on a very, very small surface area of your hands, and whether it's underarm crutches or whether it's normal forearm crutches, it's a very painful procedure using crutches for any extended period of time, especially for people who are slightly heavier. If I was 100 kilograms, for example, I'm carrying 50 kilograms on a small area here and 50 kilograms on a small area there, and it doesn't take long before I've got bad calluses and really struggling with fatigue and nerve damage and all the other issues resulting from extended pressure. So we've developed the SmartCrutch. We've decided to come up with a system that would spread the load over a much larger surface area, and as you can see, your forearm would then fit in there. And we effectively spread the load over the handle as well as that whole area there, reducing it dramatically. The crutch is adjustable, so you can adapt it to your own specific needs. You can set it in a normal conventional position, or you can literally set it in what they call a gutter crutch position, simply by loosening the dial or the wing nut and then retightening it. There's a dial there, so you can see how they're set, and obviously the position where you decide is more comfortable for you is where you would set it and leave it there. It works very similar to any other crutch. It's got the normal leg extension where you can adjust the height, the normal handle where you can extend the handle out for longer or shorter forearms, or pull it back, and you can adjust the angle. So it's a very simple solution to a very common problem. We've been selling it now it's been on the market for about 2 years. It is global. It's selling very well throughout the world. It's growing all the time as awareness becomes greater. We've had incredible feedback. We've had people with all sorts of syndromes, diseases, conditions that can't walk with normal crutches that are using the SmartCrutch, and as a result their mobility has been dramatically improved, especially people with issues like rheumatoid arthritis, or people who have got broken wrists on one hand and a broken leg at the same time, people that possibly have got wrist damage or anything along those lines. And it just makes it so much easier to get around as opposed to conventional crutches for extended periods of time. As with most off-roaders and motocross riders, we tend to like our bling and our good-looking things. So we've tried to stay away from the conventional grey hospital-issued crutch. We've really gone out of our way to make it look as appealing as possible, so it's really cool and trendy, and we've got all the different colors available. Regardless of what bike you ride, we can hook you up with the right color. We've got the reds, the blues, we've got black, we've got pink, we've got purple, we've got yellow, we've got green, we've got the whole range. We've designed the SmartCrutch in such a way that it actually adapts to the patient, so you can adapt it to what suits your individual needs best. As I said earlier, to adjust the angle, all we do is we simply loosen the pivot here. We can adjust it to the right angle. There is a spline below it with a dial and an arrow, so you can set it to number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., and then retighten the wing nut like that. To extend or reduce the length of the forearm, all we do is we remove the wing nut on the other side here. We remove the cap screw, and then we can slide the handle out or in to whatever is the best position. We have a left and a right hand crutch, which is indicated by a little sticker on the forearm support over there. And the reason for that is the hand typically naturally tends to incline inwards towards the body. So otherwise it would be a little bit uncomfortable and awkward. So we've achieved that by simply having 2 slots that you could either put in the left one or the right one. If you have a look from the back, you can see the angle of the handle. We also have a height adjustment that works the same as conventional crutches. Simply a spring-loaded knob that you would depress and then set the height to whatever position you would want it for the maximum comfort. So it's truly a fully adaptable crutch for each individual needs, whereas most crutches all you can do is adjust the height. Ours you can adjust a lot more than that. A very common problem or potential problem with conventional crutches or any crutches is the fact of them slipping on a smooth surface, such as tiles or the likes. And obviously, if you've already got an injury, the last thing you want to do is re-damage it or cause further damage by the crutch slipping. So we've developed the foot in a very unique way. It actually works on an hourglass principle where it pivots and always maintains full contact with the ground. So you can literally be at an angle of 45 degrees with all your weight off the crutch, and the chances of it slipping, unless it's wet, are very, very unlikely.